Hey guys, welcome back. I am doing an impromptu brew day using the small hot water urn here, just doing basically a brew in a bag. So I quickly contacted Tiffany and Jason from Homebrew and put an order in, and they were kind enough to turn the order around within a couple of hours. So I whipped down there and picked it up. And yeah, so I've got the mash underway, 60-minute mash. So what I'm brewing up is a coffee dark mild. It's not a style or recipe that I've seen much of, either online or in books. So I did a dark mild a while back called Dirty Boots, and this time I just thought I'd add some freshly ground coffee to a similar recipe just to add another layer of flavour. So yeah, that's what's currently underway. I'll put the ingredients on the side of the screen so you can see what's going into it. Pretty basic recipe, all Gladfield's malt, as you can see, using the SO4 yeast because it's effectively an English style, and East Kent Goldings for bittering, which I'll bitter around 25 IBUs. So yeah, we'll finish off the 60-minute mash and then we'll get into the sparge and the boil. So I'll just do a couple of clips, don't want to make the video too long. But before we carry on, just a quick shout out to Ian Rushton. Ian's been a long time follower of the channel, and as I was leaving Hauraki this morning, Ian was coming in and he actually recognised me even though I had my mask on. So thank you for that, Ian. It was good to catch up with you briefly. Good to see you still brewing. So Ian's got a YouTube channel, so I'll put a link to Ian's channel. He does a few brewing videos, hasn't done one for a while from memory, but if you go back through his videos, you'll see he's done various brewing videos and different beers, and they've all look fantastic when he's made them. But also Ian creates sort of composes and produces a lot of music, creates some really amazing music videos as well. So they're all on his channel. So if you're into beer and music, which I'm sure a lot of you are, yeah, definitely check out Ian's channel below, another fellow Kiwi. He's probably flown under the radar for a lot of you other brewers. Okay, so pull the grains out, as you can see. So I'm just sparging over the top with some approximately 76 degrees Celsius water, just to get my pre-boil volume. So I'll carry on with that. See you shortly. So as you can see, the boil is underway. It's a pretty violent sort of boil. So I've pretty much maxed out what I can put in the urn without it boiling over. So it's just going to be a 30-minute boil instead of a 60-minute boil, and that is basically to maximize the amount that I can get out post-boil in this urn. It's only designed for 8 litres max, and I've pushed a little bit further than that, so a 30-minute boil will leave me with more liquid post-boil. So we will carry on, and then I'm just doing one hop addition. I think I might have mentioned I was doing East Kent Goldings, but I'm actually swapping that out for Fuggles now. Found some Fuggles in the freezer that was open, so we'll use that up instead. So we'll come back. Okay, so we're 10 minutes from the end of the boil, and I'm going to be adding in the Fuggles to give me around 25 IBUs. So we will do that now. Better keep an eye on this doesn't boil over. All seems well, and I've also added some Whirfloc, so we'll do that for 10 minutes and then we will be back. Okay, so we've reached the end of the boil, so we'll turn the boiler off at the wall. And what I'm going to do now is we'll cool the liquid down to around 80 degrees Celsius before we add the freshly ground coffee. Okay, so we've got the temperature down to 80 degrees Celsius, so now we're going to add in the freshly ground coffee. So 30 grams here, so this is basically like a third batch size. You'd be looking at probably 100 grams if you were doing a full batch size. So we will stir that in, get it mixed in, and we'll leave that probably for 10 minutes as like a whirlpool hop stand. Okay, so brew day is pretty much done and dusted. I'm just cooling the wort down in the fermentation chamber underneath the camera, just get it down another few degrees before I pitch that SO4 yeast. But in the meantime, I thought I'd show you the hydro sample. So as the name suggests, dark mild. I was looking for a darker colour than a traditional mild, and I think we've achieved that. It's got some nice, rich, deep brown hues there. So happy with that. Now there was one big surprise with the sample. I just did a gravity reading, and I was looking for around the 1037 mark to sort of fit the mold in that traditional sort of mid to high 3% ABV range, but it came out at 1050, so that's what, 13 points higher than I was projecting or targeting. So I can only put that down to either a better crush from Hauraki than I'd normally get, that plus a better sparge. Yeah, who knows, but yeah, so the efficiency's well over what I was expecting. So yeah, so it's going to be a little bit higher in ABV, but having said that, I mashed at 70 degrees Celsius to try and get a bit more body in the beer. So I'm hoping the final gravity will be a little bit higher, so it might counter that higher starting gravity, but you know, who cares? So let's have a taste and see what we can pick up. So obviously getting some nice dark sort of malt flavour there, a little bit of roast, even though there's no roasted barley in there. It's had the dark chocolate and the dark crystal, and then I'm picking up the coffee. So yeah, the freshly ground coffee went at the end for that sort of hop stand equivalent. Bitterness is good, sort of targeting sort of in the mid 20 range, so I think we're, you know, hopefully pretty close to that. Very interested to see how this turns out. It's been such a long time since I've done a mild, so I'll be very keen to see what the final result is, especially with the coffee addition, which I haven't done before in this particular sort of style. So yeah, that's it guys. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, let me know. Like I say, I'll put links to, I'll have the recipe below, and also Ian's YouTube channel. I'll put a link to the Dirty Boots mild, which this recipe is sort of loosely based on, if you're interested in that. Otherwise, we will see you in a couple of weeks and we'll do a tasting test. Thanks for watching. Over and out. Cheers.